Peace. What's good? It's your boy God Science up in here. Let me say this, man. Good music will always be searched out by every generation. Good music, good art will always be found. Okay? Looking at your screen, this is the music producers that inspire me. All right? Musicians. And as you can see, if you don't know who these guys is, man, you better ask somebody. You better ask somebody. I'm talking about the great Pink Floyd. All right. Now, I know some people would say this is all right. Me being, I don't like to consider myself a hip hop producer, but I love hip hop. I do produce that. I really advise other music producers to expand your music listening. Listen to all different types of music. It's going to help you in your production. And these guys they are legends. All right, they were responsible for one of the greatest albums ever made, The Dark Side of the Moon. Okay, now I wasn't born when it came out. It was a little bit before my time, but like I said, good music is always searched out, and I found them. And I remember my first time sitting back in the 90s finding this album. I sat back and I listened to that whole album, and wow, talk about fucking inspiration, dude. Talk about an album that moved you. I mean, the stars lined up when they made Dark Side of the Moon. If you haven't heard that album, I don't know where you've been. That album was on the charts, crazy number, man. I mean, I can't even. I think it was probably like 300 crazy number. Okay, greatest album of all time and very inspirational. Moves you. I mean, there was some songs like The Gig in the Sky. Hearing that solo, I think it was done by Claire Torrey, is her name. I mean, talk about vocals that moved you, man. That almost brought tears to your eyes. I can't describe how much that album. I mean, they have other great albums like The Division Bell, Wish You Were Here, great album. And Pink Floyd always had, the great album covers. And these are the things that I took away from Pink Floyd. For one, it was concept. They were probably the first group to do a concept album from beginning to end, from doing a certain topic. I mean, having skits, parts of the album. It was like a movie, an experience. And that wasn't really done before till Dark Side of the Moon. It broke ground. I mean, every hip hop producer, every hip hop artist, especially in the 90s, 80s, 90s, concepts. They had concepts. Where the hell you think that came from? That came from Pink Floyd. They were one of the first groups to do that. And they did it so lovely. I mean, I could imagine being, alive in 1972 and hearing that shit for the first time. I mean, it was ahead of they were ahead of their time. Sort of like when Jimi Hendrix did Electric Ladyland, which I'm gonna do a video on because that's that's a whole different video. But this album, talk about inspiration, man. I mean, it's amazing. Now, like I said, I like all other Pink Floyd albums, even The Wall. I mean, The Wall was a great album too, but I don't think nothing stacks up to this album because it's laid out so fucking beautiful. I mean, from beginning to end, and Roger Waters, David Gilmour, the masterminds of Pink Floyd. Roger is a genius. He's a genius, musical geniuses. Nick Mason, Richard Wright. I mean, these dudes, they it was more than I can't explain. I'm trying to get the words for it. It was like destiny for these guys to come together and create this album. This album, it talked about everything. The reason why it's so relevant today is that the topics and the things that Raja wrote about, you can see it right now in everyday life. So it will never die. 20 years, 30 years, 50 years from now, they're going to be talking about Dark Side of the Moon. All right? This is how this the impact of this album. The impact of the things they did electronically using equipment that was real. It wasn't being used. I mean, if you listen to this album, the sound effects, the synthesizers, the voices in the background, all these things, it brought the album. I mean, it's amazing. And like I said, I heard this album first in the 90s, and I was blown the fuck away by it. I couldn't believe. I was, wow, they did this in 1972. So Pink Floyd, like I'm a one of the biggest. If you can tell by the way I talk about them, I'm one of their biggest fans. I love their music, man. And it's so inspirational. You know what I'm saying? As music producers, don't get stuck in listening to just one music. Like if you're a hip hop producer, you produce hip hop. That's all you listen to. No. Or if you produce rock, all you listen to is rock. Listen to all types of different music. I think it will help you as a music producer. It would expand your, be open minded. It will help you think up of creativity. It'll make you want to try different things, try new things. Just, listen to all types of music. I guarantee you, if you guys have never heard of this album, go check it out, man. I'm telling you, you're going to be blown away. It's a very moving album. It's sad at times. It's happy at times. It's perfect album. Perfect album. They don't create albums like this anymore. I think that's one of the things that's gone from music, focusing on the album, making the album something. You know what I'm saying? The album as being a movie, telling a story with all the songs connecting. Sequencing the album is very important. Having the right songs after each other, and Pink Floyd did that. Not only on Dark Side of the Moon, they did that well. Wish You Were Here. They did that on everything they touched. You know what I'm saying? I mean, these guys are, as close as you can get to musical perfection. You know what I'm saying? So Pink Floyd, one of the I can't even label. I don't want to lay them under music producers, because they're so more than that. They're songwriter. I know Raja wrote majority of the work that they do. I mean, like I said, man, this group will live on forever. Their music will live on forever. I mean, songs like Money. I mean, Brain Damage. It's even today, 2017, it still moves people, man. So this is a group that I definitely suggest, man, as music producers, go check it out, man. Have an open mind if you don't listen to rock, progressive rock, whatever you want to call it. I don't like to put a label on it. I just call it good freaking music, man. Go check it out. Expand your mind. Try, listen to different things, man, and tell me if it didn't inspire you to make something, more creative or not. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, this is your boy God Science. I'm gonna keep this long. Thanks for watching, subscribing, click the like button. Tell me what y'all think about Pink Floyd. 2 thumbs up on these brothers, man. Peace.